Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today, I'm going to get everything opened up in here and I'm going to talk a little bit about the lights. Not a lot has changed from the last time you looked at this. Well, I shouldn't say that. Likely, not a lot has changed since the last time you've seen this. I did not put out a video yesterday. Whatever was out yesterday was banked video, so it's 2 days since the last time I was in here, because yesterday was 20 to 30 mile an hour winds and it was just outrageously noisy out here and it was very cold, so I didn't do a video out here yesterday. But we have, what is this? It looks like 3 are up in the wavy hair grass. This is almost everything in the purple prairie clover. The June grass, I don't think that's June grass right there. That's some kind of clover. That looks like June grass. That looks like June grass. So this is starting to go now. Got 2, 3, and maybe a third of them. The purple prairie clover, or purple milkweed, I should say, is doing roughly the same. I can't tell you how many of these are going to germinate. It looks like it's going to be close to 50%. Got one here. They're kind of hard to see when they first come up because their head is wrapped in something that looks exactly like the peat, so they're kind of hard to see. That's purple prairie clover as well, or purple milkweed as well, and that one is probably at less than a quarter of them up. You can kind of see why these were on the threatened list for so long. I've planted them several times and roughly similar results each time. They don't germinate real well. Okay, and the wild lupine is going gonzo. This was the first one to come up. Actually, it was that plant was the first one to come up, and it did it 1 day after I started it. So within 24 hours, that one was up. And they're doing fine. Just really dark green leaves and nice short stems. I've been pulling stuff out and loading it onto the benches out here during the day, especially in the afternoon. And it's getting there now. It was just really cold. It got down to 22 degrees last night. I had this cover over everything because, these only have the heating mat, so I don't want them to freeze. The heating mat will get about 10 degrees higher than the ambient temperature, but it's losing a lot of heat because I don't have anything insulated under it, so I didn't want to take a chance. And they do really good just by covering the top. Get this back in there. Now I'm going to rotate these plants around. These I think I'll put over on here, rotate some around, rotate their position in here. If you're wondering why the light is so high up, if you've done fluorescent lights before, you got to put that right down over the top of your plants, and it's hard to see your plants. It's kind of hard to deal with stuff. This is right about here. You can feel the heat right there, and I would probably get a suntan because it's full spectrum and it has ultraviolet light. Right about there, it's probably 18,000 lumens. I forget what the lumen is. I'm going to do a full video on the lights and how this is built and the type of LEDs and all that stuff. I believe these are used for commercial growing of pot. There's a few brands that are, but they're very powerful. This one light has the lumen output of 1.5 of the big lights I have in the machine shed. So 2 of these would equal all of the lumens in the machine shed. And I actually am going to get another one of these and put 2 of them up for early in the year. But we'll talk about that more when I do the video specifically on the lights. Okay, now I'm going to rotate this stuff around and bring a few out to sit out here. And I think I'm going to put the fan on because it is starting to get hot in here. It's actually only, what is it? I think it's only 20. No, it's in the low 30s outside and windy. It's really cold out there, but it's getting really hot in here. So I think I'm going to put this fan on. Okay, let me get that done, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the lights. Okay, I'm going to take this one off the mat now. It's almost at 100%. The purple milkweed is by far doing the least good. So I would say this one prefers a cooler germination, so this one's been outside. But very soon I will be taking the majority of everything. Within the next week, I'm going to be taking everything off the mats because it's going to be pretty damn warm at night in about a week. It's going to be at least in the 40s. I'll figure it out when that comes, but now you can get a closer look in here. Yeah, and there's a lot of empty cells here, so yeah, you can see one's coming up right there, and this one right here, they are really hard to see. And it looks like there's one right there as well. Oh, and there's one right there. So they are coming. It's just, you know, it takes a long time for these. Purple milkweed. Better put that back. These need to be rotated every once in a while. Well, I guess it's not as important if I'm bringing them out here. But you really don't want to have them sitting in the same spot continuously, and then they'll start growing towards the light source. It's not as critical with something as powerful as this, but you still want to mix it up a little bit. Likely in about a week, possibly 2 weeks. We'll see what the 10-day has in store at that time. This germination sprouting chamber will be taken down completely. The light, which you can see, well, you can't really see it, but it's hung from the poles that go across up there. That will just be taken off and hung from the ceiling up here. I'm hoping to have another light by then, but I'm not really sure if I'll need it or not. If there's still a bunch of real little stuff, I will put that under the light. Otherwise, they can just go on the benches. And I'll let things start growing naturally. So I gotta change the amount of light that they're getting per day. I want to get it closer to what it is outside, which is pretty close to 50-50. A little more light than dark right now. This is the temperature gauge for the heating mats. So I'll put it on here because this one is coming out. These actually go on, this will go on the side of a flat. So might as well just put it there. This mat is coming out. So we'll only have one mat on this side for a little while, and then that one's going to come out. So this will be the only mat in there pretty soon. I don't know if I will put the mats under the plants when they come out of here. It might be a good idea, because if I get a really cold night, I mean, we can still have frost, but in the greenhouse here, the ground is picking up so much heat every day that it doesn't get anywhere near as cold in here at night. There's a lot of thermal mass, and my thermal mass tanks throw off a lot of heat at night. Yeah, see, this is now, right now it's cool because it was 22 degrees last night, but this will warm up. Oh, this will probably get to 70 degrees by nightfall, and then we'll slowly radiate that over the night. It's already over 75 degrees in here because the little ventilation fans are on. So it's getting to be quite a critical time of year. It can get super hot in here really fast depending on how much sun gets in here. So I really got to watch this close at this time of year. Alright, that's probably about enough for today. I'm going to put this fan, get the fan blowing in here, move stuff out of the way so it gets ventilation, and I gotta go do some other stuff, and I will be putting out a video on this light, and I'll show you the actual details of the light, drawings and stuff like that. I'll be putting that out within a day or two, so people who are still getting ready to start seedlings have a chance to see it. So watch for that. Make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon so you're notified when that comes out. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.